Hello viewers, Flash Motorsport here and welcome to Mugello. Now this race is different in the sense of there was a lot of chaos. Some instances I could have avoided and some instances I let develop by themselves. But the ultimate change in this race is I did not get one penalty. I know, it's incredible compared to the last race anyway. As we come down to the first corner, let the chaos begin. I take on the outside line, trying to avoid as much contact as I can. And everybody is just finding their place in the race. It is pretty rough. Nick TX behind me comes up behind and starts pushing me along a little bit. The bump physics in this game, if you can't push somebody along, you seem to like catapult the car in front. So as you come up to this corner now, I just got catapulted from behind. I send rated rewalk off the track and I get sent off the track myself as they all come skidding back on. So yeah, the bump physics of getting bumped from behind is a bit weird. It's not like you're getting pushed forward a little bit. It's like a spring effect. It's weird. FRF Diego comes out of Ghost right in front of me, which is absolutely incredible. So I go into the back of him. I was not expecting that person to come out of Ghost. But no harm, no foul. They're still in front. I waited behind. And I decided who's going to be quicker here, so I want the slipstream of the quickest car. Yet, I'm a little bit quicker than all of them, so I decided to go up the inside and back off a little bit, hold my line here so I get a better turn on the first corner. Braking at the 100 board, down to third gear, got 60, just above 60 miles per hour, come halfway around the turn and power back on. And I would say move over here, but you can't. This car's absolutely everywhere, it's absolute chaos, even on the second lap. Which is quite fun, I'm not going to lie. It was all over the place. Yargo comes over straight into the racing line. Like, you know, don't worry about who's behind you, mate. It's fine. But never mind. You know, we all make mistakes. It's all fun and games and whatever. I go off the track because I thought I might as well join the party. Anyway, as we come down to this corner here, take it steady on this corner because the camber of the road, you do go quite light on the corner. So you can easily go straight off it. Anyway, I take this corner quite tight, power back on, and I start pushing past the Civic. As we approach the first corner for the third time, let me know in the comments how you think this corner is going to go. Do you think there's going to be chaos again, or do you really think it's going to go well? As we approach the first corner, let's have a look. We have one car on a bit of dirt, the Link coming out of nowhere, late braking down to a T, and we survived. We survived, that's what matters. So, come around here, third gear, over the curbs, watching out for Rated Havoc, which is really nice. He tried to avoid me too. Cyber Rolf decides to take the racing line, so I go up the inside, I'm a bit quicker. And he bumps me a little bit. And again, for this corner, he understeers. So I back out the corner, there's no point. That car would have just punted me off the track. As we approach the second to last corner, hold it in fourth gear, go down to about 100 miles per hour, over the curb, and away you go. Coming down here, just over the lines, braking down to third gear, bringing it in tight, over the little painted markings and powering on just before you get to the painted markings. Gives you a great exit onto the straight bit here. So as we are approaching the first corner for the fourth time, we decided to get behind a bit of Mad Dog and coming up to the 100 board, braking down to third gear. I get caught in a bit of slipstream and that, so I'll go a bit forward. But Mad Dog decides to full lock it. As you can see, his wheel is like right over and steers into me. And then the chaos unfolds behind, which gives me a bit of breathing space to try and make up a bit of time. Come down here, third gear, over the curves, maximise the track limits. You do get a lot of track limits, which do not go into that gravel. It will punish you like anything. Come over here, try and clip that curb, third gear again, over the two curbs, powering back on in fourth gear as you're coming out of that turn. Hanging over to the right, over this curb, could have gone a bit faster there, and down to third gear here. Powering back on just as you come over to the pit entrance, and catching up to GNL Gel in his quite like the livery on that Honda Civic. Game over. Yeah, it is game over if you try and ram me a few times. You know, it's wide enough. I mean, I could fit probably about 5 buses in a straight line down here. So that killed our speed and helped the Peugeot get in. So I decided to keep to the left, let the Peugeot go through on the inside line. But I don't think he wanted that inside line, as he gave me a little nudge. So I went a bit further out than I wanted to. But the Honda Civic went straight off track. So yeah, whatever, innit? As you can see, the Peugeot is understeering like anything, so I'm making up time quite quickly on that. I don't know why it was like maximum lock, but hey ho, down to third gear, over the curb, and then powering back on, over this curb, into fourth gears, and powering on further. Fourth gear, so you don't slip the wheels too much, and you don't seem to go the gravel as easy as you would do if you was in third gear. So down here, over the third gear, power back on as soon as you see the pit entrance, and powering back on down the straight. Now, that's the end of lap 5. Coming on to lap 6. That Peugeot is actually quite quick. I should have probably adjusted the gear ratios in the tuning for this track because I'm not really maximising the gears. Here's where another event unfolds. The Peugeot goes sliding, so I give him a bit of space, but I still have a better exit, so I'll go up from the outside. He comes straight over in front of me, and I stay committed. So that sends him off the track, and that's a place gained for me. So now I'm in P9, not grumbling, and I don't get a penalty for that one either. Technically, it wasn't really my fault. He came over in front of me. You know, there was plenty of room. This track is wide enough for 2 abreast to go around all the corners, so you know, it happens. Maybe he wasn't paying attention, or maybe he was just trying to cut me off. Who knows? But I'd rather go down a route that wasn't realising I was behind on my position. We all make mistakes, and that one is quite a painful one to learn. So as we come down for lap 7, we're 2.1-ish 2 seconds, 2.1 seconds behind SV3 and RA5. Coming up to the 100 board and braking at the 100 board, down the third gear, hold it left and just let it coast round to the right. As soon as the mud ends on the right side, you power back on and over to the right, over this curb here in the third gear, let it slide over and then hold this one tight in third gear over the curb. You got a lot of area and using the whole track limits as much as you can. Down to third gear, try and clip the curb, and again on the inside here, and then fourth gear, rub onto the outside. Coming down here, hold it in fourth gear, over the curb. You can see you could do about 95 to 100 miles per hour. It's quite a nice place to be. I mess up this corner here. Lucky I don't hit the cones because that smashes the hell out of your speed. I think the last bit of debris I hit on the track, I lost 5 miles per hour, and that 5 miles per hour is a lot to lose. But we are in P8, 2.5 seconds away from P7. Someone must have gone into the pits, so I've gained a place there, which I'm not grumbling about. So we'll brake at the 100 board, swing it over, let it coast, and see the dirt just end there on the corner, and then powering back on. Let it coast round, and then bring it round to your right hand side, over this curb. That's how you do it. And then over this right hand curb as well. Third gear, powering on. Got to watch out for the sausages. They can bounce around a bit, but if you get it just right, it does help pull you in. Over the curb again, and I'm holding it in fourth gear this time. The tyres are a bit worn. I'm trying to reduce the slip on here, so. But we are gaining time. 1.5 seconds for the car in front, but there's not much I can do. It's a final lap, so I'm going to have to settle for P8. Which I'm not grumbling about. I did start at the back-ish, and it's not a bad race overall. Chaotic, yeah. No penalties, which is a massive bonus. Look, I gained 10 places. P8, and overall, that was a very good, fun, and interesting race. Moving on to Silverstone. They've changed the touring car series in the update 3.0, so these races are quite short. Usually have a lot more laps, but one set of mediums will do these races now. As we start off, we don't get the best of starts off the line. I'm still trying to finesse a good start at this MG, like, you know, get so much wheel spin. Let's come down this first corner, breaking at 100 ball down to third gear, and yeah, that's again a good bit of chaos, but I was warned. It's not the first corner at Silverstone you got to worry about, it's the second one. So we come down to second corner, braking halfway over this curb, down to third gear, down to second gear, and everybody is everywhere. I'm trying to find a place where it's safe, but we come out the other side alive, so I can't go like that, and I'm in P15 now. I want to stay in front of that Hyundai, and I'm going to keep complaining about the noise it makes until they change the noise it makes, which will never happen, so I'm going to keep complaining. I do apologise. Further carnage ensues in this corner here, so I decided to go up the inside line. I got a bit of space, and I bump into beer land, which straightens them out a little bit. But I don't think he took it too kindly. As we come down here, I get bumped once, here we go, and I'm behind the Civic, and then I get bumped again. And I'm still behind the Civic. The Civic for some reason swings straight over in front of me, and I get a warning for being bumped. And then I get bumped again. There's a third, fourth, fifth, sixth bump, seventh bump maybe. So I decided to back out the corner, and another Audi comes flying out of nowhere and forgets where the brake pedal is. As I have a better turn out the corner, we land and I get cut off again. They're being a bit defensive, so I decided to back out and wait my time out because they're going to play themselves out, which happens spectacularly there for me. So playing defensively does have its perks in that sense. So now I've got a bit of space and a bit of freedom. Them two can fight behind me, let them be. And again, I'm trying to train myself to be a bit more passive. Although I've got the faster car, where before I had a Honda, I was very passive because it's not the fastest car. Now I've got a faster car. I've started to be a bit too aggressive compared to my driving style. So I'm trying to be a bit more passive again and just let them fight it out, and then using the power of the car to get past them again. But as we come down for our third lap, looking out for your left hand side for the 200 board, braking down to fourth gear, about 90 to 100 miles per hour. No, sorry, 95 to 100 miles per hour, and you come down this back straight perfectly fine. As you come up to this curb here, braking halfway over the turn, down to second gear. Hold it tight, and then power back on as soon as you've gone over those lines. Power straight back on, because this turn opens up so wide, and you come down here quite quickly, make a good bit of time. As you see, the car's behind me at 2.7 seconds. Looking out for the 200 board, braking down to third gear. Let the car coast around. It does get tighter, so you might need a dab of the brakes, and then back down to second gear for this corner here. As soon as you're halfway around the corner, power back on, let it coast down to the outside of the track, let it rub over the curbs, and just keep your foot planted. As we approach our final lap, we made a few places. I'm in P8, and we also made ourselves a penalty. So I got a 0.1 second penalty for being a pixel over the track on the final turn. I literally just took it just a little bit too wide, so we got a little penalty for that. It's not a problem, but we're not doing too badly here. P8, and we're catching up to a DD 1957 in the Peugeot 308, but as we're on our last lap, tyres are starting to wear out. It's just a case more of holding our position as best as we can. We're quite lucky as the P9, the Destroyer, has a 3.5 second penalty. So although they have been gaining on me because my tyres are a bit shot, it doesn't overtake, it doesn't make a move, it just stays behind me. So thank you for the fair play. Because even if they did overtake me, I'm still gonna get in front of them just due to the penalty. So it was a fair race overall, bit of carnage, bit of fun, and we made 11 places that race, so can't grumble at that. That was quite exciting to watch unfold. Our last race is at Watkins Glen. Now, I really enjoy this track, and I'm pretty good at it. Not great, just pretty good. But as we get a good start off the line, I decide to hang to the right and try and take the inside line of this next turn here. Now, hindsight would have told me this is your first corner, don't be stupid, but I decide to do it. So I get nudged about a bit, it doesn't matter, I don't get a penalty for it. But as we come down to our second corner, we start to make a good bit of ground up here. Go up the inside here, and cars are getting battered about a little bit, and a lot of speed decreases. As I still got my speed up, the MG decides to take the racing line and cut me off. So he had a new fate of the wall and off the track, and that was quite a punishment. But I don't get a punishment, I don't get a penalty. How incredible is that? I brake, Apex Boom comes steaming in, and then for some reason it goes extremely slow here. So I have no idea what was going on in their mind, besides either trying to slow me down or forgot where the pedal was. I just don't understand it sometimes. It confuses the life out of me. But no harm, no foul. I get round, and we are in P13. Heading down this back bit here, looking out on your right side for the 200 board, braking down to fourth gear, rub this in the curb, and over to the outside. Hold to your left, keep the power on, down again, hold it in fourth gear, and try and actually get the inner curb. I totally missed it by like a mile. But you can carry a lot more speed through it if you actually do it properly. Anyway, keep an eye to your left, looking for the 200 board, braking down to 4th gear and swooping in. You can, like I say, I did it at 3rd, I've been a bit more cautious, but 4th gear is the optimal gear for it. So I got the inside, and Woodpecker and the car in front of him decide to have a little tiff with each other. This causes absolute chaos, and we all lose our speed of positions, and everybody from behind comes ploughing in out of nowhere, just battering each other around. But yeah, that was that bit of entertainment. So I expected a bit more here, but nothing happens. We all get through safely and alive to an extent. This next corner coming out, holding on the inside, about 95 miles per hour again. Looking out for the hut to your right, there we go, powering back on. And we all survived. I think Apex Boom got sent back in time. As you can see there, 2.3 seconds down. So that gives us a bit of breathing space again from the cars behind. Looking for the 200 board, braking, and a bit more pushing and shoving from the MG to the Audi. I tried to make a move here, but it doesn't really work, so I just back out. There's no point trying to steal a position or force a position when I just don't have the momentum behind me to do it. So as you come again across the start finish line, looking out for the 200 board, a braking down to 4th gear. These two make friends with each other, and I decide again, this is my opportunity to shine and swoop in again. So that corner is my favourite corner up to now. So that gives us a bit of breathing space, and away we go, trying to catch up to the 2 cars ahead of us. They seem to be battling it out, so I'm hoping that that's going to cost them a bit of time, and I can sneak up behind. I'm 0.6 seconds, so I'm in the slipstream. You look out for the ambulance to your left. I'm braking down to 4th gear, 100 miles per hour over the curbs, really getting over them and keeping your foot down. Look up the inside here, and I decided that was a move I could have avoided, but I wanted to make, and it didn't really work out. But never mind, nobody's off the track, no harm, no foul. We're back at it again. A bit of door bashing is a bit of fun. The MG behind starts doing some weird sketchy stuff. I think there's a ping issue. I decided to take the line wide, and then he punts me off the track. I'm not too sure what's up with this guy here, why he wasn't very kind to me after I gave him room. So we lose 2 places now. As we come over the start finish line again, he starts doing some weird twitchy stuff again, so there's obviously an internet connection issues. Rafunka does me a solid and whacks him off the track, so cheers buddy. That is a 1 place gained. Thank you Rafunka. The MG plays my move and decides that it's his corner. I'm not too happy about this, but well played mate, well played. And I do like the style of that one, I like the red colour, and I quite like the Forza's idea of being able to customise. Some of the styles that are coming out now are pretty cool to look at. Anyway, looking out for the ambulance, braking down to 4th gear over the curbs, and these two have a little bit of a battle, which gives me the opportunity to swoop in and take that place. Taking the line a bit wider, seeing the hut, powering back on. I power on after getting nudged, which wasn't the smartest idea in the world, and it sent me into the cone, which makes me lose speed. Brazil is coming up behind, still twitching and still sketching around. It's getting me a bit nervous, and it's coming in a bit hot. Now, I don't want to get rammed again, so I'm trying to catch up to Rafunka and gain a position out of him. Then it stops being my problem. But Rafunka takes the inside line. He's defending the inside corner, so I keep to my left. Looking out for the 200 board, down to 4th gear. Taking it wide, take it slow, and then power on early. I was hoping that would give me a bit of time. It didn't work out, so don't do that. It didn't massively work. But trying to keep in the toe of Rafunka, and Brazil behind is not in Zito. So I'm gaining time, and he's losing it. So as you can see now, 0.2 seconds gained. Coming down here, look out for the ambulance, braking down to 4th gear over the curbs and trying to take the inside line again. Looking out for your hut on the right hand side, powering back on, and I'm trying to gain a better exit so I can have a bit better run down the straight here. and which works out. I am a bit quicker. So as again, we're looking at for the 200 board, braking down to 4th gear. I keep to the outside, let him have a bit of space, and I've got the inside line for the next corner here. I take it a little bit deep over the curb and give him a nudge. Sorry buddy, wasn't meant to hit the curb. But never mind, I've got the inside line for this next corner here. And to the MG's credit, it's pretty quick. So I decided to brake at 200 board down to 3rd gear and take the inside line. Rafunka, I think he didn't realise how close or how if I was next to him, nudges into me, and that sends him off the track. Absolute shame, because that sends him back in time to play with Brazil. It is a shame though, because sometimes you just don't realise, or you forget that someone's beside you and you turn in, or you turn in and you don't realise the car's turning better than expected. So you end up clouting the car next to you. But it happens, no harm, no foul. We're gaining the place and we're in P12, catching up to Blazehawk. The cars behind come in a bit hot and I get a bit nervous, but they do miss me. Blazehawk decides to his corner to make a mistake. I think he powered on a little bit early and goes well off track. I was hoping they would lose more speed so I can swoop in and take that position, but to be fair, it's done quite well coming out of that as bad as they did and being in that position. Decided to back out of the corner. I don't want to have my front end ripped off. There's no point, down a 0.4 second penalty, and as long as I can keep between that, I gain a position. It doesn't happen, my tyres are dead and I don't take that corner the best away, so we do finish the race in P12. Although these races were chaotic, they were absolutely fun. I'm not going to lie, I was laughing my head off in some of them. I'm not sure if update 3 made changes to the penalty system. I didn't see anything in the patch notes, but I might have been just lucky this time around and I didn't get a penalty. But it did seem a lot more lenient than it used to be. Anyway, thank you for watching and I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.